What's up guys, Shaun again, back on Reverbium, back in F1 2021 to continue the driver career series. We're back in Bahrain after last race for the first sprint race of the season. No mandatory pit stop this time, just a straight sprint to the finish. We'll be starting first on the grid after finishing 8th in the feature race. Little disappointed with the first race of the season, started 6th on the grid, mistakes forced us back down the pecking order and had to fight our way back up into the points. Did get a couple of points on the board though, starting at 8th, and an extra point for the fastest lap, with Mick finishing in first. So a good week start to the weekend for the team, and hopefully from pole position today we'll be able to extend that lead for the team in our bid for the Construction Championship. But more importantly, it's a chance for us to get some bigger points on the board to try and mount a challenge to our teammate for the Drivers' Championship in this F2 season. So head down to the grid, nothing to change on the race strategy as a straight sprint, no pit stop, just the one tyre type. We head to 5 red lights for the first sprint race of the season in Bahrain. It's lights out and away we go. It's a great start from us. No challenge on the inside from Tsunoda's. He can't keep up with the start that we've had. We're going to have a good run into the first corner. We know he's going to mount a challenge on the inside. And here he comes. A little bit of contact on the inside, but it's all fair game. No damage. We'll keep going through. And managed to close him off onto 2 and 3. We head up the hill. No DRS this time around to the start of the race, but we know Tsunoda's going to be taking the slipstream and try and take a move up the inside into turn 4. Here he comes. We avoid the contact this time, but he can't get the car slowed down, so we keep first position as we head through the rest of the track. We start to head downhill through the corners that caused us so many issues in the first race last time out, which forced us back to make the big comeback. We head down the hill. We keep our first position and extend the lead against Tsunoda to about 0.6 of a second. So we've got a little bit of a gap from the start. We cautiously go into turn 10. We don't want to make a mistake early on, don't want to go deep, don't want to spin out. That could ruin our sprint race. We managed to keep the lead. We've got a nice little bit of a cushion, but we'll look to try and extend that before we get DRS in this race. We don't want to give Tsunoda any chance to try and fight back at us. We take a lot of curb into the corner at the end of the straight there, but we still managed to extend the lead to 0.9 of a second, trying to push that second mark early in the first lap. We just get it as we go to the top of the hill. So it's a great start from us. If we can keep this, there's no chance Tsunoda's going to get DRS later in the lap. So that will be a huge help for us. We extend to 1.2. It's a great opening lap from us as we look to try and get our first win of the season. A little wide on the final corner, but it's fine. We'll keep it going. We lose a bit of speed on the straight. As you can see, we've dropped down from 1.4 to 1.1 tenths. But it's going to be enough. We'll be fine. Tsunoda won't be able to make a challenge from back there without DRS. So it's a great start from us. So we head now, you can see on lap 4, we take a lot of curb down the hill. We've extended the lead a bit to Tsunoda to 1.8 seconds as we come out of the corner. And again, into turn 10, we're going to not want to be too drastic. We want to be nice and cautious. We don't want to spin at all, because that's going to be the problem. We know we have enough pace to keep Tsunoda at bay, which is what we'll be aiming for all of this race, to try and keep that nice distance to him as we try and get our first win of the season. Try and just get into a nice rhythm. That's what kind of let us down in the first race, is as we were fighting for places, we kind of lost a rhythm, and that's where we got the oversteer and the spin and all over the curbs. We're trying to avoid that this time by being nice and smooth and just keeping a nice pace. We don't have to go too hard on the car with being so far in front, and we don't want to go too hard. We don't want to wear the tyres down too early. So the last thing we want to do is have worn tyres at the end to try and defend. We've got a yellow flag out in sector 3, that is, and it's one of, I can't tell who it is at the moment. It could be Kyoto, it could be Mazepin, but one of them is pulling up just in front of the pits, as we'll head to have a look now on what has gone on at the end of the sector. It's Kyoto. Luca Kyoto is out of the session, as we see here, down towards the final corner. The engine just goes, he slows down, and it looks, oh, Mazepin rams into the side of Kyoto there as he tries to take the race in line, and it looks like the Mazepin also picks up some damage from there as he starts to come into the pit, but Kyoto pulls up just in front of the pit lane. Hopefully that won't bring out a safety car. It looks like we're going to be fine, because the last thing we'd want is to lose this lead early on in this race and give Tsunoda a chance to fight back as he'd then be in DRS range. But it's not a good day for Giotto and Mazepin there. They've hit each other. One of them's out the race. One of them's had to pit, which is going to send him all the way back. And not a good day for them as we head down the hill. We keep our lead and we avoid a safety car. Thankfully, is the last thing we want in this race. Tsunoda's trying to fight back a little bit as we head downhill slightly into 10. As we move a few laps later, we see we've extended the lead even further, but we have lost fastest lap. Tsunoda has fought back with a bit of pace, so he's trying to get that gap back up. But you can see we go purple in sector 1 and 2, an instant response to try and get that extra point back off of Tsunoda and extend that lead and trot in the race and cut down the lead to our teammate in the championship. As we come around the final corner, getting through the gears, getting up to pace, we're extending the lead over Tsunoda. Is it 3 purple sectors? It is. It's a new fastest lap for us. We're back taking the extra point in this race, which could end up being a crucial point later in the season. Onto lap 8 now as we come looking through this corner again. Oh, and it's another mistake. We're sliding. We've managed to hold it. Thankfully, it's nice open space so we don't get any damage. We have lost first. We've managed to have enough of a lead that we stay into second. But what was a nice race where we're coasting to victory has now led to a 4-lap showdown for us to try and make up a 2.5 second gap to Tsunoda. We should be able to do it with the pace that we showed early in the race, and because we weren't really pushing too hard, we'll have enough in the tyres to mount an attack to try and get back. But it's not what we wanted in this race. We wanted a nice easy drive to go for the win, and now we've actually got a challenge on our hands to try and get the win for us. So with 3 laps to go, we're chasing 4 laps to go. We're chasing Tsunoda. We've already gained a lot of time on him. We've cut down about 1.5 seconds and trying to get on the tail of him. We want to get in a DRS zone if we can for the next straight, just to try and close that gap even further, but we're just creeping outside of the 1 second mark. I don't think we're going to get DRS this time around. No, we won't. And Daruvala's now out of the session. Daruvala has pulled up at turn 4 as doesn't seem to be any damage, but just seems to be an engine failure there for Daruvala, and hopefully that won't bring out a safety car either, because the last thing we want is to spend a few laps just stuck behind Tsunoda. We know we're close enough and have enough speed to make the attack, and it looks like we're going to avoid that. He's managed to get off the track enough that there's not going to be a safety car, and we can continue this attack on the back of Tsunoda to try and get our first race win. As we come up to the top of the hill, we're down to inside 0.5 second now. Take a lot of curb to try and make the track as short as possible. Right on the back of Yuki Tsunoda here, get in the slipstream, try and make a move out of the final corner as we will get DRS. We move slightly across, no chance of a move into the final corner, even though we started to look for it. We'll get DRS, head into the line. He starts to pull away initially, but the DRS will bring him right back in, and we'll be able to look for a move into the first corner. We get fastest lap again, set a new one by 0.5 second. We're going to look to go on the outside of Tsunoda, down to turn 1. We brake late, get him behind us, but we have to leave him the room on the outside. Tsunoda fights back in towards turn 2 or on the inside. I think a little bit of contact as we push him slightly out through 3, but get ahead as we head up the hill, and we'll look back here at this move down the outside. Tsunoda swerves on the inside. He's right there, so we have to give him the space, but we now try and come across to make 2, and a little bit of a nudge as Tsunoda slows down at the exit of 3, and we get back into the lead with 2 laps, or 2 and a bit laps to go to try and take our first win. Whoa, what a move. Green flags out there, I'm not sure what happened back there, but coming round to start our final lap, we have the lead. We've extended the lead on Tsunoda by over 2 seconds. It's a great push from those last couple of laps as we try and get to the finish to win this race. We just got to have a clean lap here and we'll have the victory. Just avoid spinning, avoid any issues. Don't even have to take it too quickly, just a nice gentle pace, and we should have the win. That's all that matters. Just make sure we're nice and smooth as we head up into turn 4, hit the braking zone nicely, avoid the curb so there's no spinning. Nicely out of it. We keep extending the lead over Tsunoda, 2.8 seconds. His tyres might be going at this point. Make sure we hit the top of the crest. We're nice and easy through there. Avoid any spinning. We don't want the oversteer or hitting the curbs that we've had previously. Get to the bottom of the hill, nice and smoothly round, keeping that nice gap for Tsunoda, extending a little bit more. Nice and easy again as we come through the left-hander. Don't want to have any issues here. Hit the straight. Should be nice and clean from here on. We haven't had any issues with sector 3 of this track, so we shouldn't have a problem now. The win should be ours, and we should take valuable 15 points for the win and the extra point for the fastest lap, and cut down into our teammates' lead the championship, as he is out of the points for the sprint race. It's the top 8 you need for points here, and he's not quite getting that. He's just outside. So with 1 corner to go, we've got a 2.8 second lead over Tsunoda. It's ours now as long as we make the final corner cleanly. We head into the final corner, hit the braking point nicely, avoid the curb, make sure we don't spin. The tyres are starting to go a little bit, but we manage it. And we'll come over to the wall to celebrate with our team as we cross the line to take our first win of the season. Big win for us, get us on the board, and get us some valuable championship points. So it's a great weekend for Prema, with Mick Schumacher winning the feature race. We take the extra point in the feature race for the fastest lap. We pick up a couple of points ourselves, and then we come through to win the sprint race, pick up big 15 points here, take a huge lead at the start of the Constructors' Championship, and get us on the board, and hopefully take this momentum through into Spain for the next race of the season, and try and push on and get some more points and really get a challenge going for this championship. I think we may see it's going to be a tough one this season against our teammates. We get on the podium with Tsunoda and Zhou for the first time. We get our first taste of champagne of this season, and hopefully there'll be plenty more to come as we head into the later rounds of this championship, as we try and get the F2 championship. So I'll have a quick look at the standings of this race to see. Mick did creep into the points in the end, actually gets 1 point for 8th place. We'll look at the standings for the season. Schumacher out in front with 2 points behind are Lacey and Drogovic, both of them on 24. We're then on 23, an extra point behind, and Zhou on 20. So plenty to play for after the first round. You can see Prema with 24 points clear at the top of the team standings. It's a great start for us in the championship.